You ever feel like the church you grew up with is a completely different world today? Because I recently came across a video where a pastor told his congregation he wants them to bring their tax returns so he can review whether they're tithing correctly.
Saints, next week, I am asking that all church members bring a copy of your tax returns so that I can review them.
And this made me stop and think for a minute. Because the church I grew up in, that wasn't the energy. I was raised in a deeply Christian home. My father was a reverend. He passed away a few years ago. My mother to this day is a chaplain. So church wasn't just something we attended. It was a part of our lives. Sundays were sacred. Faith, service, community. That's what I grew up around. I watched people give not because they were pressured, but because they believed in supporting the church and the community around it. That was the culture I knew. But fast forward to today, and some things feel different. I'm sure you've seen a few of these videos yourself. Now you're seeing churches pushing recurring donations, almost like subscriptions. And then you hear situations like this pastor asking people to bring in their tax returns so he could verify their tithes. And I'll be honest, that's where I start asking questions. Now, let me be clear about something. I am not questioning faith. Faith shaped my upbringing. But what I do question is when the focus starts shifting heavily towards money, because the giving I grew up seeing was about generosity. It was about supporting something you believed in. It wasn't about being financially audited. When the pastor starts asking to review your tax returns, that's no longer about faith. That's entering people's personal financial space. And that's where I think we need to have an honest conversation. Because spiritual leadership carries influence. People trust pastors. They trust their guidance is rooted in faith, not financial oversight. So when situations like this happen, it raises a real question. Are we protecting faith, or are we protecting systems built around money? Let me ask you an honest question. If a pastor asks you to bring your tax returns to church so he could verify your tithes, would that strengthen your faith or make you question the leadership? Because I'm generally curious how people see that. In the end, this isn't about abandoning faith. For me, faith is still something deeply rooted in my life and my upbringing. But I do think it's important for people to ask questions when something doesn't feel right. Because faith should bring people closer to purpose, not pressure. And finding that balance for a lot of people today is still a work in progress. If conversations like this matter to you, subscribe to Run the Red TV, because over here we chase the truth. No breaks, no filters.